Ladies and gentlemen, it is that time of the week. Footy's on, Collingwood, Freo. Thursday night footy, could you ask for anything more? Let's be honest. The craving we seek on a weekly basis in the cold winter months of Melbourne. We gather here in a live stream. Us hopeless fans come together as we wait for the first bounce. Welcome. Ben Zero, been hanging out in the Pies footy chat toilet too much. Hold on. Okay, I see you've made an error here. Been hanging out in the Pies footy chat too much. Big Tony's given me his cold from the last game. Mate, I'm still recovering. So I've got a pretty good track record in getting other people sick. So I'll add you to the list, Benny. What do you reckon? You know what I say? You're going to get it at some point. You're going to have to deal with it. You're going to have to cop it. You're going to have to play. You're going to have to play. You're going to have to perform in weathered circumstances. It's the way it goes. It's the way the cookie crumbles. Nobody cares if you're sick. Nobody cares if you're fully healthy. You got a job to do, Benny. All right? So, let me catch up to some of the earlier chats. People up and about, ready to go. Hello to Manny. Manny's ready to go as well. I can see him in the bloody live stream voice channel ready to go. Jump into the Discord voice chat if you want to jump on as a guest tonight. We'll probably spend an hour on stream. And I'm going to go to my family house. I'm going to cook a nice beef scotch fillet. I'm going to have a coffee. And I'm sorted. I'm ready to go. I might need 2 coffees. It's a game in Perth. The game doesn't start till 8:10, which means it's going to be a very late night here at Pies Footy. Pies Footy Uncut, some would say. Do you guys remember Big Brother Uncut? One of my favourite segments. I'll tell you that for free. Go Pies is going tonight. Hopefully you bring the good juju. So that's... Yeah, we're praying you bring good juju to Fremantle's home stadium. I don't even know what it's called these days. Just keep it as Subiaco, I reckon. Mark Neville says this is a game many Pies players must step up. True? Everyone. Got to pick up the slack that's left behind by the likes of Pendlebury and Myercheck and Maynard in particular, right? Up the Pies, show them what side-by-side means. Mark lists a bunch of players that need to perform. Team effort. Sean says, let's go, big fella. W. Hey, let's get that W. You know, hopefully we're doing these ones. We're doing these ones after the game, you know? These ones. You know what I'm saying? Sean says, what a dub will be if we get up in one of Fly's. It'll be one of Fly's greatest wins ever. Okay. Be cool. Craig says... Where are you, Craig? Cooper Gray says, we back, baby. Let's get it done. Champion sides, they respond. And they respond in a big way. And tonight we'll find out. Steve-O says, sup, Pies fans. Pineal Glenn says, I'll be at the game. Have seats close to fence. Looking forward to seeing Nick Daicos in the flesh. Thanks for your pod, Anthony. Hey, thank you for being here. These live streams are nothing without you guys. Let's be brutally honest. Otherwise, if you guys aren't here, it's borderline me just going schizophrenic, right? Talking to a microphone and nobody listening. I think if anyone comes into the room and sees that's what the lay of the land is, they think I'm borderline crazy. So thank you for being here because it delays my potential craziness, you know? Feel what I'm saying? Stefanos Yasu Nut Nugget says, wait, who's in and who's out? I deleted the AFL app after we lost to Geelong. We got Pendlebury, Myercheck, Maynard, DeGoey all out, all managed barring Mychek has an abdominal strain. Hopefully it's just a 1 week injury. And in is Markov, Allen, Sullivan, and Markov, Allen, Sullivan, and Howe, Jeremy Howe. Bridgie says, I'll be there tonight. Hot pies tonight. I hope so. Yeah, this is pies for the after dark, Ben. You got to get up at 3:45 for work, Stevo. What do you do for work, Stevo? Bloody hell. Looks like you're not sleeping tonight, my man. Mark says, my mate who is a Cat supporter said to me, Pies won't win tonight. He said Collingwood will get pumped by 8 goals. Tell your Cat supporter to mind his own business. Optus Oval? Optus Stadium, is it? Mind of own? Is it Optus Oval or Optus Stadium? Peter G says, big chance for Ed Allen to really show something tonight. Hey, opportunities are going to be limited for youngsters in season 2025. You're right. This is massive. This is like, there hasn't been much of a conversation about Ed Allen this week, but I think, nearing the first bounce, I think we can all accept that this is a big game for Ed Allen. Tim Membry with 3 goals tonight. Well, I did say Benny, I said Tim Membry loves playing against the Dockers, averages 2 goals a game. He's kicked 18 goals in 9 games against the Dockers, and he actually finds a pill quite a bit. Like, he's averaging close to 14 touches a game. And he hasn't had any, big bags against Dockers, so he's consistently kicking 2 or 3 against them. Southeast, good evening. Mick says, Freo will probably kick first 3, then our superior game plan kicks in, and hopefully we kick straight. Well, hopefully we don't have to go through that. Hopefully we can just get them from the jump. Peter G says Schultz to kick 5. Mind of Own says I should have gone being in Perth, but in my senior years I can't stand crowds. You know what? To be fair, even me these days, I don't love going to the games. I will go, but I do like the balance between watching the games at home and going to them as well. All right, go Pies. Enjoy the game. Mick says Ned Long best on ground. Mind of Own says, Tony, I could always sanction you under the Mental Health Act if you keep mucking around. You mean diagnose me or give me some therapy? I might need some therapy, to be fair. I might need you to look after me. Stephanos says, want to see the Ed and Sully show? That'd be huge. Ned Long has joined the chat and he says, I'm getting 30 touches tonight. So you heard it from the man first. Mark says, Fremantle will start strongly. Pies need to be switched on in the first quarter. Don't want to be playing catch-up in the second half. Pies must keep Fremantle crowd noise quiet. 100%. There's also the other element. We've been speaking about it all week. I crave this win this week. Let me ask you a question. Do you crave the win this week more than the game against Geelong? And if your answer is yes, I crave this win more against Fremantle, it speaks to the importance of losing games every now and then. Because if we're feeling that craving for the win, I guarantee you the players will be feeling that plus more. No? T. Mello says, got a feeling we'll get the job done by 20 plus. Mickey Isles says, time to kick 4. Schultz, 2 really good ones. Nick Daicos to break 40 disposals tonight, says AA187. I hope so. He might need to put on his cape tonight. Go Pie says Nick plus 40 with 2 goals. Officially Optus Stadium, says Mind of Own. Slaughterhouse, says Steve-O. Bobby will be on fire. It's time for a big one. Badri says Bobby Hill, man of the match. Rick says Mason Cox will kick 5 tonight. Umpires will make it up from last week. Mark is asking, has Pendlebury travelled to Perth? Need him as another coach in the breaks talking to the young players? Good question. Good question. I don't know. If I had to guess, I'd say you like being a coach, effectively a coach on the field. You'd love to have him in the coach's box or on the interchange tonight. Mick says, who's your sub? It's got to be Markov. I don't think Markov. I think Markov probably needs to come in direct swap for Maynard. Therefore, I would like to see Markov start. I think you go. It's tough because there's Ed Allen, there's Hoskin Elliott, there's Lockie Sullivan. If I had to guess, I'd say it would be Hoskin Elliott. Yeah, a tough one actually. Peter G says, I want to see a big game from Houston. If he and Josh Daicos run right and continually give us drive off half back into forward 50, we could win by 5+ goals. I hope so. Hope so, Peter. Greatness says, Sullivan to play his best game for the club as a redemption game from not throwing the ball back to the umpire. You heard it here first. There's a bit of a story behind Lockie Sullivan tonight, isn't there? Steve-O says, Nick and Josh to put on a masterclass. Future Pies at work. Nut Nugget says he's always craving a win. Nick Daicos, 54 touches and 3 goals, says Hazard. Steve-O wants Darcy Moore to step up. George Nomovsky says, go Pies. Dom says, Bo needs to step up or else you'll see him in the VFL next week. Damn. Well, I certainly want him to bounce back from the fact that he's only been a part of 2 score involvements in the last 2 games. Before that, against Brisbane and Sydney, he had 13 score involvements. That's the type of Bo McCreary we want to see. Hoskin Elliott to 1, back the clock and kick a bag as the third key forward when Cox and Membry go off. Is Digsby, you would know, Hoskin Elliott's best return for goals is against Fremantle, isn't it? He kicked 6 against Freo way back when. If we're leading by 12 to 18 points midway through the third, Freo will crumble. Andreas from Black and White United says, if Cox dominates tonight, I'm going to do a video with goggles. I want 3+. I love that. I want to see tinted goggles as well, mate. Make sure you stick to the theme. Love Coxie, but too inconsistent. The Farm says, again, I'm late. Don't know if you've mentioned it, Ant, but thoughts on Tasmania going after Nick Daicos? Is that news on Media Street? Because that's all it's ever going to be. I'll tell you that for free. How about that? Could see a big bag from Shooter. He's been quiet lately, and I reckon he's close to get firing again. Yeah, this is the game. All right, so if you want to be or jump onto Discord and have a chat live right now in this live stream, I'm gonna the link is pinned, but I'm also just gonna put it back in the chat again, and we'll get Pies Footy resident Manny in the chat. Just one moment. Okay. Ella. Hold on. I've got you on mute, Manny. One sec. Ella
Kasopoulos.
Fire up, bro.
Kasopoulos, what are you doing?
G up.
You there?
G up, Oriental.
Ella, get up and about today. You're too flat today. You brought me down straight away, man.
Come on, bro. Bring the energy.
Yeah, we're up and about here. Let's give it to him.
Dithelius, man. I'm winding it back, bro. Look, I'm drinking juice boxes like I'm back in primary school again, mate.
You're too flat today. You're too flat, bro. This is critical. We're gonna get the job done, buddy. Hey, I want to see Nick Daicos. I want to see Long, and I need to see side bottom in the first bounce. We're going to make sure it doesn't put Ed Allen or the young players in the centre bounce at the start, right? We're going to get hammered, right? Yeah. And no goals over the back. I don't want to see any goals over the back tonight. It's going to do my head in.
Oh.
How you feeling? You got any butterflies?
I'm keen, mate. I'm ready to go. I got my steak ready for pre-game.
No.
Whatever. You having some lucky or what?
Yeah, I had a gyros with extra garlic sauce combination.
Fuck, nobody's kissing you, mate.
Some chips and a galactopurico I had as well.
Fuck, that's proper wok style.
Yeah, now I'm getting heartburn. I'm getting heartburn now. But I told you yesterday, as soon as it hits 5 o'clock, I'll start getting up and about. I've got the big screen on. The lights are going to get dimmed down, right? And I've closed all the doors and windows because I'm telling you, right? there's going to be a lot of carry on in here tonight, mate.
Yeah.
A lot of carry on, mate. We just got to come out from the first bounce. I want to see right, major attack, right, and ruthless pressure. We can't, and our defense has to go back to how it was the first few weeks of our games, right? I don't want to see any loose defense because I've noticed, right? Like I watched a bit of a replay from them playing last week, right? I worked it out what they do because they got that Justin Longmuir as coach, right? They play exactly like we used to under Buckley. And when Buckley was coaching us, Justin Longmuir was our assistant coach.
Yep.
You know that short. They kick it they kick it to the wing, then the winger kicks it back into the defense, and the defender tries to switch it over slowly, right? And then they're trying to make another switch, but it's real slow.
Yeah.
If we can get them playing like that tonight, if we can get them playing like that slowly, right, with kick mark game, we'll be right. But if they start handballing receipts through the middle, it's gonna be hard for us.
What about winning the contest, Malaka?
Yeah, that's what I said to you. You got to get your best players that are in the team in the centre bounce first. I told you, Daicos has to start.
Yep.
With Long and side bottom has to go in there. If they put Ed Allen in there or Sullivan at the start, right? They're gonna win the ball out of the middle.
Mm.
There's no one else. Who else would you put in the middle? It has to be side bottom Nick and then Long.
That's the starting rotation, my friend.
Well, it has to be. You got Long for the power, right, and the big body. You got Nick for the breakout speed, and you got side bottom for his smarts.
Ella. Andreas from Black and White United. You know him, yeah? You know.
Yeah.
He says, Andonis, can you please give my wife a shout out? The game's on late tonight, and I wanted to know she's got my undivided attention before and after. Her name's Belinda. Can you give her a shout out for us, Manny? Belinda.
Give Belinda a shout out for what? Because is Andreas worried that his missus is going to get upset with him?
He's got his balls tied.
What, is he watching the game?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's struggling to negotiate that at this point.
Hey, Belinda, is she a Collingwood supporter? Ask him.
Oh, she isn't actually. No, she isn't. I think she might be like Carlton or Geelong, some Malakia.
So Belinda wants me to give her a shout out.
Yeah, give her a shout out. Tell her we'll look after Andreas for a little bit, and then once it's all done, she can have him.
All right, is Belinda listening?
She'll be listening, bro.
All right, I told Belinda that Andreas is a very, very lucky man to have such a wife like you. He invited me as a friend on Facebook, and I saw a photo. I think it was a wedding photo of him and his wife. Right, tell him Andreas is very, very lucky. He's going to take 2 hours off tonight to watch the game. Hopefully we win and he's happy. And then it's back to duties with the kids, right? Work and shopping. No mucking around, tell him.
No, that's it. Beautiful.
That's right. So just that's it. Give him at least 2 hours to watch the game. No, he could do. He's got till 7:30. He's got 1.5 hours. He can do stuff now. Do stuff now, Andreas, until the footy starts. Can get prepared with the kids and that now. Yeah. Watch the footy, and then as soon as the footy finishes at 9:30, 10 o'clock, just take off straight away.
You know what he can do? He can put his AirPods in, do the dishes, change his baby's nappies, just put the AirPods on and keep the pregame show on. How about that?
Yeah, I'm not going to say nothing there, but I'm telling you, right? If my missus told me I couldn't watch Collingwood, she knew.
Yeah.
My missus knew there.
Yeah.
Right. When the game's on, right, it's party time.
Yeah.
This is critical. We need to win this game.
Yeah.
We can't drop 2 in a row, bro. Telling you.
Hey, can I ask you a question? I asked the chat, but I didn't get many responses. But I said, do you crave the win more this week or last week?
I crave the win every week that we play.
Yep.
I'm craving the win more this week because we lost last week. What, is that a stupid question?
I don't know. You tell me.
Well, we lost last week. Obviously, you're craving the win more this week, aren't you?
But that's important because sometimes you have to lose so you can get that craving back.
Oh, it is because you know what? Yeah, it is because you know what? If we don't win tonight, that's 2 in a row. And if we think we're just going to walk all over Adelaide, right? We're delusional. Hey, if we lose 3 in a row, we're back in the pack. We come back in the pack. We're gonna hit the bottom of the 8.
Yep. That's it. Nicole, welcome to the chat. She says, "Hey Manny, hey everyone, go Pies." Hello to Nicole.
Give the girls some confidence to come on there. It's always blokes talking. Get the girls around it as well. They might have some good points we haven't thought about.
We stink, bro. They don't want to come near us, man.
Nah, they know we're Collingwood supporters, mate. Proper supporters.
Yeah.
Animals.
Ben Zero says,
anyway.
my missus came from a Carlton family. I turned her black and white in 2022. All the close finishes, and she probably doesn't mind watching Nick go about.
Oh, well, there you go. She made the best decision of her life. Yeah. Because, hey, following Carlton is an absolute nightmare there. That's a nightmare.
Yeah.
Just imagine all Carlton supporters now. Just imagine me being a Carlton supporter now. That's what I'll be doing. I'll be losing it every day, man.
Yeah, your head would be spinning.
I'll be flipping.
Bro. Your head would be spinning.
Yeah, I'll be going for therapy. Every day. Therapy, everything. Yeah. I'll be charging the club for it.
That's
compensation.
100% compensation. TAC.
All right, let the others get. Let the others get on.
It's just you right now, bro. It's just you right now.
Huh?
It's just you right now. Nobody wants to talk.
Oh, even better.
They want to listen. They want to listen to us, bro. That's why they don't come into the server.
Well, what do you want to see tonight from the first bounce? What do you want to see? Straight out, tell me now.
Well,
I want to see what Anthony thinks about the game. Right,
bro. Footy's a simple game, man. I come from soccer, bro. Like soccer is a highly intellectual, strategic game, bro. This is very, Yeah,
but you know the difference is between soccer. That's why when people use soccer analogies, it drives me crazy. You know why?
Go on.
Because there's 11 players on a soccer field, right? And there's 18 players, right?
Yeah.
On a football field, there's seven extra players, right? They have to make decisions and mistakes.
Bro, the technical ability in soccer is just worlds above. I'm sorry. The technical ability.
What do you mean?
I won't go too deep into it, but the ability to control a ball, to pass a ball, to shoot a ball the ceiling is much higher than football. But hey, I don't want to lose. I'm not trying to lose supporters tonight, Manny.
Are you right? Yeah, are you right about that? Football, soccer's the most boring game, right, in the world at the moment. From the midfield, they kick it back. Then they kick it back to the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper kicks it to the defender. The defender kicks it back to the goalkeeper until they find the pass there after 20 minutes into the midfield, right? And then they take it to the wing, right where the flag is, right, and they cross the ball in. What's that there?
Hello, bro. I'm not trying to lose fans tonight. I've got a question in the chat from Annoyed Grassy Mountain. They said, do you reckon that they will play Jeremy Howe in the forward line? I'd say probably not with Brazzy Maynard out. I think Jeremy Howe's he's been our best defender.
You can't afford to play. You can't afford to play games like this early. If we need goals, if we need goals at near the end of the game last quarter, you throw them forward, right?
Yeah.
You throw them forward then, but you leave the mix as it is, mate. Because don't forget, he's coming in fresh, so he'll be able to jump and chase. Yeah. He's fresh. He'll be coming in fresh.
Michali says, my missus is working tonight, whole house to myself until the last quarter. That's all right.
Yeah, tell him to get his hands off it. I got the house to myself tonight as well. There, don't worry. Hey, who are you watching with? The oldies?
Yeah, the family. And my brother.
Don't tell me.
My brother.
Don't tell me. Don't tell me you have the steak medium rare. Hope it's fucking well done.
No, I'm rare, bro.
Rare?
What do you mean?
Well, the Greeks said well done there. We're not glass well done there. We don't like rare with blood coming out.
You're making me sick. Well done. Are you all right? You send Duxie. You send Duxie.
So let's put a lamb on the spit today and let it, and we'll stop it when the blood's still coming out.
Nah, look, I like my gyros and my lamb chops well done. That's different.
Oh, you like the steak? It's tender,
mate. I want it bleeding, bro. I want the cow mooing still.
You want it tenderized, huh?
Yeah, I love it tender, bro. Mix it.
What else about the game tonight?
Huh?
What else about the game? What kind of game style do you want to see us playing? Do you want to see us playing you want to see us playing manic, or do you want to see us playing critical?
I think we've been a critical thinking sort of team throughout this season. I think we've been very methodical, and that extends beyond the playing group. That is a instruction from the coaches, but the way we play, it's not possible without the experienced players. You know what I want to see? I want to see an accurate game in front of goals.
Oh, please! You know what? every time now we get the ball in front of goals, I'll get this sick feeling in my stomach,
doing
man.
your cross? Are you doing your cross every time or what?
Nah, I'm just watching it come off the boot today, and I can see if it's going in or not. We've got to take our chances, especially at the start of the game. We've got to take our chances, man. Bury them.
Yeah.
But the Optus Stadium's the same dimensions as the MCG. You know that, don't you?
Yeah.
Exactly the same.
Yeah.
It's exactly the same. They made it the same as that oval.
Yeah.
So there's no reason for our defenders, right? Our defenders to play loose and too high up, right? Darcy Moore, he needs to learn. He's gone back to his old habits again, right? He backs himself too much to win that critical contest, right? Up high in the defense. He's just got to hold them back at just a touch. Pull the defenders back just a touch, man. I don't want to see goals over the back. They got fast players.
What do you think about this Darcy Moore flapping the ball with two hands instead of trying to mark it or punch it?
Yeah, not good enough. That's not a captain's game.
But nobody does.
That's what I'm saying.
Who spoils the ball with two hands?
It's either one punch ball out of bounds, right? Or he takes an intercept mark when he's 1-on-1. If he's trying to take an intercept mark when there's a pack there, he's delusional.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen. The ball drops to the ground.
Yeah. A soft drop. It's a soft drop. You don't want the soft drop because it feeds into the small forwards.
That's what I'm saying. So the coach should tell him, hey, when you're 1-on-1 with your opponent, try intercept it, right? When you're in the pack, get one fist up and punch the ball either out of bounds or up the ground. Don't punch it back towards the goals.
Yeah.
And when the ball hits the ground, don't tap it straight back to a forward like last week. You're dirty about that, huh?
Yeah,
that's been doing your head in that.
Reserve my emotions. So I tried to forget about that time.
That burnt you, huh?
Yeah.
You lost
it.
You
want me to burn you right now? You know why it shits me? Because as a goalkeeper, I know how important it is to make a decision whether you punch or catch it and where you parry it.
You play goal. You play goalkeeper. I used to play goalkeeper as well.
Yeah, bro.
For Olympic. For Adelaide Olympic here.
They Greek heritage, yeah?
Yeah, Greek. The Greek team here, Adelaide Olympic.
Yeah.
Goalkeeper's killer, eh?
Oh,
goalkeeper's killer.
Tough job, bro. Tough job.
But you gotta know how to break the angle. You know, when it's a 1-on-1, a forward's coming towards you, right? And you gotta come out on the 45 degrees angle.
Yeah.
You know the tricks,
bro. I know. Yeah. You're looking at Mr. Mate, you're looking at Mr. Melbourne City over here. I know, bro. Don't worry.
Do you do that training with the sit-ups there when they throw you the ball?
Bro, my goalkeeper coach was a Serbian, crazy guy. For 12 years, he was my goalkeeper coach, bro.
You spit on your gloves before the game there?
Yeah, man.
You have to there. Get a grip on them.
I know, bro. I've been there, done that, man.
You take your drink bottle. You take your drink bottle to the corner of the post there with your towel.
Yeah, bro. So you got it. Hey, so the farm says in the chat, my wife was Essendon. Within 6 months, she was on the Pies. 17 years later, we watch every game together. She gets more passionate than me, which is hard to do.
Yeah, because you got to follow a good team. Like me, I wouldn't be able to. I can't even think of myself for supporting another team.
Yeah.
Do you know? Have I told you how? I've told you how I started supporting Collingwood. Eh?
Yeah.
How'd you start supporting Collingwood? Because of the oldies?
My dad was obviously a big Collingwood fan. He played with Sean Mullane he was very close to Sean Mullane. Played with him at the VFA Dandenong. I used to actually, like every other week, I used to go to Springdale Cemetery to visit Darren Mullane's grave. We'd always just go there and pay our respects. We always for at least 2-3 years. I don't know if I say for some reason, but for some reason we just went every other week to go visit him, say good day.
Yeah, probably your dad must have known him then.
He played with his brother, bro, Sean Mullane.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Because he played with his brother, he would have known him.
Yeah, pants.
Oh.
Yeah. By the way, some people are saying, who the fuck has a well-done steak?
I have a well-done steak all the time.
But then somebody says rare.
Well done.
He's not a true wog if he's eating it rare.
Yeah, exactly. I don't like the blood that comes out of it. I like it well done.
RJ says, because you're a
yeah.
Collingwood supporter, and I'm going to give you a second chance because of what I said about the soccer.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
Rick
tap your
says, have
boot.
a look at Darcy Moore's training footage. He does it a lot. Instead of marking it or punching it into the third row.
Hey,
You know what the difference is?
I
This is
don't know
why I
what
love
he's fucking-
Jeremy Howe, bro. He has mastered the ability to spoil effectively.
Yeah, because he knows when to intercept marker there.
Yeah.
Right. You're not gonna the percentage of you taking an intercept mark in a pack of 4 or 5 players, right? It's 10% there, 5%. Hey, you gotta punch the ball out of there. But he's starting to play too high again, mate. I don't understand. Well, the coaches will put it on him. Like me now. Before the game now, I'll grab him right now, right while they're warming up in the change rooms. I'll grab him and say, listen, Darcy, right? Just play back a bit, man. Stay on the 50-meter arc.
We can't,
if
bro.
we got the ball,
we play a high line. We play a high line.
Yeah, but that's too high there.
It's been
high.
It's been fine the whole season.
Yeah, it's been fine the whole season till last week, and it cost us. And you know what happened last season?
It's not because of It's not because of the last line. It's because the ball got moved swiftly against us before it got to our defensive line. By the time it gets to defensive line, it's already predetermined, bro. You're toast if the ball's gotten there quickly.
Yeah, bro. All right, bro. Doesn't matter how. Listen, it doesn't matter how quick the ball gets moved, right?
It does. It does.
No, it doesn't, because if you got defenders in the back 50, they can move it as fast as they want, right? You still got players in the back 50.
Nah,
there's no loose players.
Wrong. Because if you bring,
how can it be wrong?
Listen. If you bring your defense back, say for example, Fremantle will have the ball in their D50. If you bring your defense all the way back to your own D50, you're leaving so much space for them to play the ball out. That's why they're compact into the forward half.
No, not inside the D50, right on the arc. You know, the arc, the 50-meter arc.
It's too deep.
What, you want them up to the line, the centre square line?
Halfway.
What, up to the halfway in the middle of the pitch there?
It's proven and it works.
All right, we'll see tonight what happens.
Done.
We'll see tonight. All right, I'll let you go. I'll speak to you later. Hopefully we'll get the win, otherwise I'll be fuming.
Yeah, G up Oriental.
All right, yeah. Oriental. Hey. Oriental, You've been looking at...
I'm muting you. Yeah. I'm muting him. He's going to get cheeky. Michali.
Mate.
You ready to go or what?
I'm ready to go, pal.
Pumped.
Tell you what, man. We dissect all these shit with these games, man, and it never pans out as we hope for. Yeah, I'm thinking it's going to be like a real dour slog today. One of those fucking boring games. But then I could be totally wrong and we could smash them. Or I don't think they'll smash us. Like a lot of other supporters are telling me, they're going to fucking smash us. I don't know, man. I don't think so. I don't think they've got the weapons. The only worry is the 5-day break, and hopefully, we've managed the minutes, and the boys can be as fresh as possible. I've got a feeling Big Ned Long is going to have a fucking big game.
Are you just saying that because he's in your super coach?
Yeah, that too. But don't worry about my super coach. I'm going to give up. Mate, I was like top 200 the first few rounds, and now I'm in the like 3,000. So,
hell yeah.
Yeah, it's fucked.
Theodoraki says Saka is my cousin. Theodoraki in the chat. Theodoraki? Is that
yes, that's my. I'm pretty sure that's my cousin Theo. Yes.
G'day.
Yeah, big Collingwood supporter. He's come on the chat, but where's the text saying, let's catch up and watch the game together?
I think he likes me more than he likes you, Michali. That's right. That's the way it goes sometimes, mate. It's a family affair over here.
Yeah. Theo's a legend.
Mark Neville says if Pies lose tonight, Manny will be blood angry tonight. Well, come see us in the post game show. See how we go. Vogdanis. Bogdanis actually,
Yeah.
that's a familiar surname. I guarantee you I know a couple Bogdanises.
It's a massive family, mate. There's like a million of them, so you
Okay.
probably bumped into one of them.
Whereabouts?
There's-
What area in Greece is Bogdanis from?
Florina.
Eh?
We're flogging. We're from Florina.
Florina.
All our families. Yeah.
Ναι, καλά.
Yeah.
Εντάξει.
Way up in the north, mate. Yeah.
North. Is it near Samos?
No. Samos is that's like the island of Thessaloniki.
That's right.
But Florina is like
You're near Macedonia,
it's like
huh?
right on the border
North
with
Macedonia.
Yeah. So people from Florida, we've got a real affinity with the Daicoses. Like
Yep.
The village that Peter Daicos's parents are from, it's not very far from where my parents grew up. Yeah.
Yep.
So we've got a real when Peter Daicos was dominating in the 80s and 90s, that was like gold for us. It felt like we were at home. Like, how good's this? You know, one of our brethren. You know, kicking ass.
Yep.
Yeah.
There you go. A little bit of a family history story there on the Daicoses. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
What time is Perth? It's always a bit of a late start, isn't it? Is it starting at like 8:30 or something?
8:10.
Or
8:10. So it's going to be
8:10.
pushing it. You got
Yeah.
you took your annual leave for tonight, huh?
No, tonight just happened to be a day where I'm not working. So.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Well, there you go.
What are your thoughts, mate?
I feel like we've spoken so much about this game just because it's I just feel like it's like just a little bit more important than your typical game. You know, take that as you will, but that's how I feel. That's how I feel in my heart.
Yeah. I just hope we don't. I just want to show up and just reinforce that game plan, that fortress defense that's been like our hallmark, where where the opposition can't work out a way through. You know, like against Brisbane, where they were just fucking confused. Yeah, they didn't know where to go, and we just constantly got them on the break with like that scintillating, running handballs and stuff like that. Just want to see that, man. I want to see a whole game of that and have the game iced by the third quarter and then just manage minutes in the last. And, then we can go in the post game and just brag about how fantastic we are.
Have a cigar. We'll be laughing, mate.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know what I think will be you know how I've said a couple times, the narrative if we lose on Media Street will be they shouldn't be managing players and resting players. But if we win, they're going to say the Pies have defied odds in the sense that no team has won after a 5-day break. So we win that. They say Pies defied odds. Fly is a master stroke move, managing players' minutes in the game last week, managing players in and out of the team. That's how fine the line is in the different type of narratives that we could see depending on whether we win or lose tonight. That's the irony in it all. Yeah,
and it's a pre-planned thing too. Like they would have looked at the fixture and thought, okay, Pendle's not going to play this game, and we'll rest someone else. It's just the way it is, man. The AFL, the way they do their fixtures, it's fucking crap. Like I remember the premiership year, man. I remember there was like a month stretch where we were getting 5-day breaks, even a 4-day break at one stage. And look, we won all the games, but it's not good, mate. Respect the players, mate. They go through a lot in these games. They need a 6-day break. You can devise a fixture.
Money.
You know? Yeah, I know. They just want to maximize everything, mate.
RJ says, I was there in 1990 when Daicos kicked that first much-needed goal in Granny, and then your cousin says Daicos is from Verviers.
Yeah, that's the village Daicos's dad's from.
Yeah.
It's a village just on the outskirts of Florina.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
So, man, we're so blessed to have seen him play, like going to those games at Big Park, man, back in the late 80s and the early 90s, mate. He would kick, 7, 8 goals from a forward pocket, and some of the goals that he kicked, man. I'm sure you've seen his highlights reel. It's ridiculous, man.
Yep.
That game he kicked 13 against the Brisbane Bears at the Gabba, just absolutely fucking killed them, man.
Yeah.
Was kicking some of them. And like he had all the tricks, man. He could kick torpedoes. He'll kick them from angles. He'll take one-on-one contested marks. He never took speckies, but when the ball hit the ground, even he was unstoppable. The way he just get past and across plays. Look at that goal he kicked against West Coast in that semi-final, 1990. That was unbelievable, that one.
Yeah.
And it's a blessing to get to see his sons play now, And
We're blessed.
Hopefully, this is I like to say to opposition supporters, this is going to be the Daicos decade, yeah.
Yeah.
And hopefully, by 2029, we've got another couple of flags on the trophy cabinet, and we can call it the Daicos decade. And hopefully, Nick's captaining one of them too. He should be the captain, man.
It'll come. It'll come.
What?
It'll come. He'll be captain. He will be.
Yeah. He's been captain. He's been captaining all those games, all his whole junior career, mate. He's always been the leader.
He's
mate.
a leader.
It's in him. It's in him. He's got to be the one, mate.
Yeah.
He's the chosen one, man. Hopefully he gets it next year, man.
RJ says, what an amazing family they are. Stuart Harris says, I watched him live. Magic. George Nomovsky says, Peter was my idol. I always said to my mates that I wish we had two, and now we do. Thank you, God. And then RJ says, he revolutionized football. Theo Doraki says he kicked goals when no goals were coming for the side as well, and would give a hand pass on a wing that opened the game.
Yeah. And what I used to love about Peter was that he'd take a mark and he wouldn't stand there like fucking lining up the goals for fucking 10 years. He'd kick it straight away. No matter where the angle, where the distance, he'll just bang it in straight away. It was brilliant, man.
Brilliant.
He wouldn't even break stride sometimes. He'll take the mark and like just keep running, do an arc and just fucking bang it in.
Yeah.
15 meters further from, where he took the mark.
Well,
and both feet, dead-eye dick, man.
That's it.
Hardly ever missed, man.
Hopefully Nick and Josh, they start pumping them out.
Yeah. I could see Nick in his mid-30s being a forward, a permanent forward, and just kicking ass.
For sure.
But who knows how the game will evolve by then.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. It's always changing. All right, Mick, I've got to keep it rolling.
No worries, pal. I'll see you after the game. Okay?
Done. Take care. Go Pies.
Catch up.
Nicholls.
Mick.
Hey, mate.
Yo, what's up, man?
Not much. Just the calm before the storm, I guess.
The calm before the storm. Yes.
What does Nicholls do in the calm before the storm?
So in the calm before the storm, I basically kind of like I take how do I put this? Always like I take 10 minutes out of my day before Collingwood starts playing, and I take the time to just sit down, say nothing, and just let it go before usually it's always also before the game, unless I'm working. And just as the first bounce is about to start, that's when I let it rip.
Yeah. What, on the hub?
Oh, basically, like I stay quiet, silent.
Yeah.
As well as to also honor the past Collingwood players as well, who have played throughout each of the years.
And then you let it rip.
And
Then you explode.
And then when the first bounce start, that's when I go, Collingwood. Or just like, go Collingwood or something like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. So you bring it to a climax and then the game starts.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you eat?
What do I eat? I'm having burgers tonight and red wine, man.
Nice. Love that.
But I make it at home. I don't like to eat takeaway anymore. I used to do that when I lived in Melbourne, but now that I'm in Geelong, no.
Yep.
Can't, man.
Yep.
Fresh at home is always best.
Yeah. Dom asks, do you see this as Darcy Moore's last year as captain? I wouldn't say this would be, if I had to guess, I don't think it'd be his last year, but I wouldn't be surprised if he handed over captaincy at the end of next year, for sure. Every chance.
That could happen. The thing is, Nick Daicos, how old is Nick Daicos again? I don't remember.
Okay, so he was drafted in 21, so he would have been 19 in 22, 20 in 23, 21 in 24. He's 22 this year, which is absurd.
22? Yeah, he's 22 years of age. So I don't think he'll be captain just quite yet. Next year is possible, but I don't think just yet. It's going to take a bit more time. Maybe another 2 years if I really want to say like a hard confirm, maybe 2 or 3 years. So when he ripens up a little bit more.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, mate, he could bloody captain the club now if he wanted to. It's just the timing.
He could.
Yeah.
I mean, the first game he played was against what? Essendon, Anzac Day. Now, you coming into that game, you think it's Anzac Day, and you got Essendon. They turn up on the day, whatever. And on the first day of captaincy, now I'll give credit to. I think it was a really good game. Especially, third quarter, we gave Essendon a small lead for like about a minute or so. And then after that, we just pelted them. And it was like, it became a bloated margin of like, 41 points, something like that. It was a 40-plus point win. It was just too much.
Against Essendon, right?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Rick is suggesting with Darcy Moore taking the Players Association president role, Nick will be captain next year.
Yeah,
there's
that is a big responsibility.
100%. 100%. That's a great thought there, Rick. Makes sense. Segue the GOAT whisper into captaincy status. It makes me sad that Steele Sidebottom will never be the captain for Collingwood, but I don't. He's more the larrikin, and I'm sure he likes to lay low. So I don't think.
I think
being
he
captain would ever be low for him.
I think looking at Sidebottom, his character and his play style. I'm not saying he could never be captain, but I don't see him looking like he wants to or necessarily needs to be a captain because he knows we have depth and we have talent that can already become captain. And he sees that in Nick Daicos at the moment. But we got Darcy Moore for now. So, yeah.
Yeah. Theone from I Love Japan says, no need for him to be captain yet. Bruzzy should be before him. Okay. No, I think, look, if Bruzzy was like to stick around next year and years beyond that and he gets the captaincy, I think that just, it sort of kills the peak time for Daicos to be captain. But judging off the fact that Bruzzy did not want the stand-in captaincy role for Essendon and he actually encouraged the panel to select Daicos as a standing captain, tells me that Bruzzy's happy being a vice captain or whatever it needs to be. And I'm sure, can almost guarantee you, Darcy Moore will pass the baton to Nick Daicos.
Yeah. And I mean, Bruzzy as captain, I'm not saying that he's still kind of captain material, but in his character, if you look at him in, after you've seen him play, how he speaks and everything, how he acts, he doesn't want to be a captain. It's a big responsibility and you're kind of making yourself you're kind of the picture of the team. in a way. And I don't think he wants that necessarily that attention as well, because he knows that what comes with that.
Yeah. MD Melbourne says he's getting on with age, but just 1 year should make him retire as a grade at Collingwood. I think he might be talking about side bottom there, perhaps. Perhaps that's who he's talking
Between
about.
side, I mean, who else? Pendles as well, but I don't know. It's hard to say when these guys will retire. Definitely not. I'm hoping not. No, they have to break the record for at least another year. So that means they have to play another year. But after that, it becomes uncertain. Yeah, it's a toss-up.
Dees says Ned Long is vice captain material. Can definitely see that. He's a youngster, and yeah, he oozes like leadership material from looking from the outside in.
If he can also back up whoever will be captain for the next while Darcy Moore is, and then also when he passes the baton on, and if he still supports the players the way that the vice captain would have done all those years, he is definitely vice captain material.
Yeah, and so Rick says we want our next captain, Nick, to be in place for the next 10 years. It will also help us getting players to the club with Nick being captain. And I think that's why it's important that when Darcy does decide to hand it over, you want Nick to be a skipper for 10 years, not potentially 5 years.
No, it's gonna be probably throughout his lifetime until he feels like he's either losing it or if he just doesn't want it anymore. That's the only time I see him not wanting it, depending whether that be between say 5-10 years time. But I'm sure he would be more than happy for it for 10 years. It just depends how he ages with the role and the team and everything else.
Hugh says Nick Daicos, go after the siren tonight. Thoughts?
Go after siren. It depends. What siren are we talking about? Third quarter time? First quarter?
Hopefully not after the fourth quarter siren.
But yeah, please not after the fourth quarter. Like, save that for Carlton games. You know, the teams we really hate, and they hate Nick Daicos. Like, I see so many Carlton fans just hate Nick Daicos and think like, Patrick Cripps is so much better. And
nobody's saying that. Nobody's actually saying that, Mick.
Carlton fans?
They are not well.
They're not well, of course. I told them. Didn't you see Nick Daicos just hammer tackle, what is it, Cripps? He nearly flipped him too. Like, come on, buddy. Come on. And Nick, and not to mention, last year, he got lucky with the votes, man. That was lucky. That wasn't supposed to happen.
Don't worry. He'll get his Brownlows. Don't worry. Lance Ward says, still waiting for TJ to get his game time. Looks very promising to me. Do we have a game this week in the VFL or do we have a bye?
Good question. VFL teams. Ooh. VFL. Are you able to see it?
I'm just popping it up now. I think we might have a bye. No, we have a game on Saturday at 2 p.m. against the Northern Bull Ants. Haven't we already played them?
No, I don't think so. I don't think we've played them yet. I know like Bull Ants are like one of the worst teams out there, and they recently, I think, sacked the coach. They had.
Are they?
They're getting a new one.
They're a shambles. Yeah,
shambles, man.
Oh, they're last. They haven't won a game.
Yeah, they're basically the West Coast of.
Okay,
VFL.
So look, just to Lance's point, TJ's been playing well. I mean, he's at the very least accumulating the footy, and he wants the ball, and the team trusts him with the ball. I think, like Fly says, there's a difference between VFL and AFL level, but at the very least, all they can do is play above the level of VFL. So
yeah,
I just don't think TJ fits into our team just yet.
Yeah, it's kind of like taking comparison the NBA to the G League. It's two different games. You play two different games, basically. It's not the same. It was.
Giga Chad reckons Allen will have a breakout game tonight. He debuted against Fremantle, wasn't too great in that game in Perth last year, so hopefully he does have a big game. Also, I'm thinking Coburg. That's right. That's who we played early in the season. Tom Mitchell's also getting minutes in the VFL as well, so that will be huge.
That's going to be huge because we should be expecting him to come back soon. Not too soon because I don't want him to get re-injured or anything bad happens again.
Yeah, Greatness says TJ's more than ready. We just don't have a spot for him. I'd like to have an opinion on that, but admittedly, I've only watched, or I say only, but I've through other commitments, I've only been able to watch 2 VFL games, so I'll probably bite my tongue and wait to see a little bit more before I have an opinion on TJ at VFL level and whether he's ready or not. But I do agree, whether he's ready or not, like Greatness says, we don't have a spot for him just yet.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I would wait a bit more.
Yeah.
It's almost like the Charlie West scenario as well.
Yep. All right, Nicholls, I got to keep it rolling, my friend.
Yeah. All right. I'll see you, man.
See you in the post game.
Collingwood, man.
Up the Pies. All right. And Boomer.
Hey, how are we?
Very good. How are you?
Not too bad. I'm not feeling any pre-game tension at all. I'm kind of really relaxed going into this one. I feel kind of good about tonight.
You're chilling.
Big outs, of course. You look at who's missing and you can say doom and gloom and no Pendles, no midfield fucking headspace. Who else is missing? Checkers, no fucking grunt in the forward line. But all this does is create opportunities. Hopefully Bo takes advantage of Checkers missing and becomes the Bo Mack truck that he used to be of 2 years ago. Who else is missing out of the team? Anyway, it's all 4 big outs, okay? And now we've got 4 big opportunities for everybody. So I look at it, from good comes bad.
Yeah.
Now, if Mem serves correctly, if we go back to 2023, we played Freo on a Sunday afternoon with about 5 or 6 rounds to go. And I seem to remember when I watched that game, I thought, we are really well placed to win the flag this year. Does that ring a bell to you at all in 2023 around, I don't know, it was the teens, I think. And then from there, we went on and we lost 3 games in the last 4 or something. But against Freo, last year was a shitty one, was kind of a bit of a sliding doors. But I think the previous year too. So Freo seemed to be a sliding doors moment for us. What are your thoughts on that, mate? They seem to be a dynamic point in our season.
Well, I think last 4 games, we haven't lost against them. We haven't lost against them since 2021. Now, whether you want to call the games we've won against them competitive or not, well, certainly last year was competitive. Like I said, it was a sliding doors moment. We should have iced that game. We're up by nearly 4 goals with 10 minutes to go. So I expect us, I think a full circle moment tonight would be to see us convincingly beat them and put that up against the performance we had against them last year and say, see, this is us this year and this is them last year. That's the difference.
Yeah. In fact, you brought this up earlier, I think, with Mick about how what are you doing before the game? And AFL has this ability to take like the sweetest old nanny, like your grandma, who's the most beautiful person who bakes cakes and that, and then on comes the footy, or you take them to a game, and then suddenly you're a prick number 27, chili on your boot, and you start getting they transform into this horrible monster. You're thinking, holy shit, Gran, I didn't know you were like that.
Chewy on your boot. I love that.
Yeah, that's what they used to yell when they were like, real, oh my God, Gran, I'm not going to take you any more games. You're going to give me a bad name, and that's saying something. But footy brings that out of us, doesn't it? It's one of those emotional things.
Yeah, what else they used to say? Miss, Cox piss. You ever heard that one?
Oh, yeah, or swallow the whistle, you prick, was another one. And there's just loads of those. But also, though, back in the more suburban days when Footscray were Footscray, a lot of the games they're all basically Saturday afternoon. So as you got on the train to go to the game, you would sit in certain carriages, and there was like all the ferals up the back and all the families in the middle and so forth. And as you would be on your way to the game, you would be meeting people, and there was a whole social event. And depending on where you were going, you'd meet different ones. Like we used to call the Windy Hill fucking sprint, where it was getting from Essendon to the station without getting beaten up, because once you got to the station, you're okay. But Essendon were pretty feral back then, like we were. Yeah. But anyway, tonight's game, I'm hoping we really do sort of look. They're tipping against us, and I see that as really strange because, like,
Unusual, isn't it? They're
we've
clearly
lost some
just
outs,
looking
but
at the personnel. Clearly looking at the personnel, whereas we who know the club and live and breathe it on a weekly basis, it's a different feeling with Pendlebury and Co being out tonight. It's not the same feeling as to when Pendlebury and Co would be out in years gone by.
Yeah, I'm with you. Howe and Steelo are out there, as is Darcy Moore, and hopefully he won't be too many score assists for them. He'll be score assists for us. Up forward, we got Membry. He's there. We're missing McStay, but Membry, he can always pop up and kick it. We still got Bobby Hill and Billy Elliott. He's still there, isn't he? Like, I mean, we've got all these match winners who, are club favourites. And what, are they all suddenly not seeing their names? Or I don't know what happens there, because like, it creates space for other players. Are you rattling your microphone, or is that me?
Nah, sorry. I was just responding. There was Chris Talbot said, "Hi, Boomer and Anthony. Hope you're doing well." I just said, "Hey, mate. I hope you're doing well."
Oh, Chris, hey, kudos and back to you, Chris. Go Pies, as we always say.
Yes.
But within today's game, like, I mean, we've got a lot of superstars, and that's why our young guys don't get a gig. So, we need to have these players. If we don't rest players, we're going to have to rest them through injury, and we don't get the choice. So I think our coaching staff are really stepping up this year. And with regards to Nick Daicos, I think we've got to be careful about him and not have too high expectations on him. I didn't notice this, but people have spoken about it. But last week in that game against Geelong, the last 30 seconds, when we kicked that goal, he actually did a decoy and ran out of the centre square to create space for Cameron to get it to Sidey to get the goal. So Nick Daicos, by foregoing a possession, it's a goal assist without doing anything. By running away, he drew the tag. Now, how do you put a stat in for something like that? Like, is that a goal assist in your opinion, or what?
Not too sure. It'd be hard to discern that, to be honest.
It is. And this is why we look at players like Bo and Hoskin Elliott and IQ and say, like, they're not getting many stats, but are they part of that big zone where people look up and they want to kick in, the opposition, and all they're seeing are black and white jumpers? And they see IQ and they see Bo and they see all these other guys and they don't kick. That's not statistic. That you don't get he was in the right spot at the right time.
Yeah,
Now,
they're intangibles that are celebrated internally after the game, for sure.
Yeah. But you and Manny just brought up an absolute fucking pearl earlier, whereby you said the zone's got to be up to the half line, and Manny's going, no, back at the 50, where you condense the line. Both of you are right. Okay, there's no right or wrong. It's an opinion thing, but when the zone's closer to the 50, it's easier to cover. You don't have to run as far. When it gets up to your place where Darcy Moore's virtually standing on the centre square, there's a lot more space. Yeah. And therefore, it's harder to keep the zone going, isn't it?
Yep, for sure.
The zone's harder work. And I think last week against Geelong, we squashed up towards the 50 too far, and that's how they got those goals over the back that Manny was speaking of. Would you agree?
I want you to watch carefully. Like, if the ball goes out the back tonight, rewind it and see what it took to get there first. And but when it got to a Darcy Moore or a Billy Frampton, was there also an individual error? So think about, what did you see with Fremantle bringing the ball up? What broke the game open? And then when it got to that point where where Fremantle got to our last line at the halfway point, ask yourself, was there a mistake there as well? Was there a soft drop? Did Darcy Moore spoil the ball on the wing and then it fell right into a small forward's hands? And then once you see that, we can have that conversation.
Yeah, I think Jeremy Howe's going to be instrumental tonight in those, what do you call them, the unmentioned stats. Jeremy Howe is the man who's going to be, he knows when to run off and when not to run off his player. And I remember watching him on Footy 360 with Jack Rewald a couple of years ago. And Jack Rewald was like, it was virtually a bromance. He was complimenting Howe on like, how you read the game is incredible and you do it for every team. And like, it was really, I was thinking, geez, you're going to give him a wristy under the fucking table soon. But Jack Rewald was really praising up Jeremy Howe on his ability to read the game. And the other one is Bruz. Bruz tends to get it and bang it long and sometimes butchers it. But at least if he butchers it, it's a turnover at the 50-metre line. It's not a turnover in the fucking goal square like certain players, certain captains who will remain nameless. So I just hope he gets his head around shit because he's not thinking. And what you and Manny also struck on was the two-handed punch. That's not an AFL thing. That's clearly not lack of confidence. But Justin Leppich should be the man to coach that out of him because Lepper was a master of when to punch and when to try to mark him.
Yeah.
Like a two-fisted punch
It's
will only work
Boomer,
if you...
It's not even a
you're gonna-
two-fisted punch. It's a two-fisted flap, open palm. That's my problem.
Yeah, okay. And then what happens is that's good if you've got one of our players, a smaller run-on player like IQ, goal side and running towards out of the 50. Then you get it to him, and it's going to set up a goal virtually. But the problem is that means that whoever he's playing on his goal side, and if you get that wrong, it's going to give up a goal.
Yeah.
So it's one of those, it's a one or the other thing, and it's a 12-point play effectively, and that's where Darcy, he's got to stop the 12-point plays. If he does that, that's when we're going to strangle teams and win games. I think, anyway, that's my big key. Jeremy Howe and Darcy together should win us the game tonight.
I like it.
And the others will follow.
I like it. All right, Boomer, I'm going to read out a few of these comments. I've got to keep it rolling and get to the
No
fam
worries,
and
man.
have some dinner. Thanks for
Hey,
joining.
just before I go,
Yeah.
Look, tonight during the game, I don't know if I can do this via bandwidth, but because I'm watching on Fox and it's a little bit dodgy what I'm doing, but I wouldn't mind coming back into this Discord and be a bit of a watch party. Let's try to organise a watch party, people out there. And if I can do it, I'll come in and we can all yell and cry and whatever together.
Yeah.
So you want to have a crack at that? Is that a good idea?
Also, if anybody wants to join in, they can just join this voice channel mid-game and have a chat, right? That's what you're asking for? Yeah. If anybody wants to listen in and watch it with Boomer, maybe just, throw yourself in there at the start of the game and just let people know in the channel, the Pies Footy channel, text channel, that you're in there and we're willing to have a chat.
Yeah. It might chop out to watching the footy, might not allow me to do it because of bandwidth. But look, anyone else out there, let's try a little watch party experiment. So thanks very much, mate, and do the comments and love your work, Anth. And just another one, Brody Holland said some really good shit about Buckley, but I'll talk about that another time. So check yous later, guys. Go Pies. I'm feeling good about this.
See you, Boomer. Go Pies. Love it. Read out some comments and I'll get going. MD Melbourne says, I'll fall asleep before this game starts. I've been up since 4 this morning. Why do we have to play in Perth? Looks like you're having a long evening, MD. Anthony, we've been called the Make Peace Magpies. I just want the Pies to make these people eat their words. Make peace. What do you mean? Do you mean makeshift or make peace? Luke Smith says, go Pies. Here we go. RJ says, up the Pies, let's go. What else have we got? Chris Talbot's disappointed Charlie West isn't debuting. Don't worry, he'll get it in front of 80,000 at the G. Brent says, Freo fan here, but I tipped Collingwood will be a good game, I reckon. Mate, massive game in Perth, so it'll be a good game to look forward to and watch. RJ says, watching the boys in the rooms now. Markov's rocking a mullet. Mate, that guy is out there, isn't he? And then Kynan says, nah, Leggy's going to go hard tonight. Nicole says, Luke here's back tonight. Luke Smith with the $4 donation. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. It goes a long way here at Pies Footy. Donations always appreciated, so I appreciate your support. Nicole's got the Discord sorted out. That's good. What else are we saying, guys? The Saints held Freo to 33 points last Friday. Surely our back six can do something similar. Luke Smith says, how much are mods on this channel for a popper innerer? How much are mods? What do you mean, Luke? How much are mods on this channel for a popper innerer? Explain to me. I'm not too sure what you're saying. Sash says, I would like to see Allen, Cox and Sullivan just play their role and give it to the primo ball users. Minimise turnover. Can see that. Makeshift. Yeah, makeshift. Hey, let them think this side is a makeshift side. When we win, watch the narrative turn in the media. They're going to call Fly a genius and all that sort of stuff. Theone says, where is your mate who used to be on here with you, champs? Caleb. So I just ended up, in the off season, I ended up just enjoying doing this myself and having the autonomy to do things as I wanted and not having to, I guess, go through another person. That isn't to say that he won't be a part of the channel in the future, but ultimately, what it comes down to is I thoroughly enjoy doing this on my own at the moment, and I'm not willing to bring people in. That's just what it is, unfortunately. Luke says, I want to be a mod. Is it expensive? Mate, no, there's no mods in this. I don't really moderate it. I mean, what's the purpose of a mod? Like, is it to moderate people and make sure they're not acting a fool? Because if that's the case, I don't really need anyone to do that. Oh, only joking. Luke, mate, you're fucking... Mate, it's hard to read. It's hard to read the emotion in your words sometimes because I can't see your face, mate, you know? Trolling me. Deez says, Fly isn't an idiot. He wouldn't rest all these players and not be confident of a win. I'm confident as well, so that's good. All right, guys. Well, I am... I'm going to go.